Through the dirt and the moonshine, through tragedy and the triumphs, with the legends and the championships, we close the book on NASCAR's 75th anniversary with a melee in the desert. From humble beginnings in 1949 to all of the hair-raising, life-changing, and jaw-dropping moments in between, we converge upon Phoenix Raceway to crown the champion of the NASCAR 75 season. This is the Sports360AZ Championship Weekend Special. I'm your host, Devin Henry, as we cap off a historic 75th season of NASCAR racing by crowning 4 champions in 3 days here at Phoenix Raceway. On the way, we sit down with championship contenders from Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron and Kyle Larson, to dissect their plan to raise the Bill France Cup on Sunday. Meet a set of brothers from Tucson, Austin and Tyler Trebilcock, who are forging a path from the desert up the NASCAR ladder. We sit down with Arizona native and Phoenix Raceway track president Latasha Kazi as she prepares to oversee her first NASCAR championship weekend. The 1999 champion and NASCAR and NBC analyst Dale Jarrett gives his perspective on Phoenix Raceway as the host of NASCAR Championship Weekend. Plus, we have some fun with Arizona's Cup Series drivers Michael McDowell and Alex Bowman, who represent the Grand Canyon State every week in the world of NASCAR. As always, we are brought to you by Desert Financial Credit Union, taking care of you, taking care of your business. That is Desert Financial Credit Union. So we combine the difficulties of the 1-mile dog-legged oval of Phoenix Raceway with the intensity of a championship winner-take-all grudge match between 4 different drivers. The rules are simple, you just got to beat the other 3 guys. This year's Championship 4 includes the winningest driver in the Cup Series this season, William Byron, looking for his first title for Hendrick Motorsports. A Championship 4 contender 1 year ago, Christopher Bell and Joe Gibbs Racing. The 2021 champion, Kyle Larson for Hendrick Motorsports. And Team Penske's Ryan Blaney looking for his first title hoist. Hendrick Motorsports' William Byron leads all drivers in NASCAR with 6 total wins here in 2023, including one right here in March at Phoenix Raceway. I got to catch up with the 25-year-old who has plenty of momentum on his hands to become the 4th youngest champion in Cup Series history.
Getting to the end of the race with a shot to win is really all that matters that weekend. So you got to throw stage points out the window. You got to throw, just early run speed out the window. It's really what comes down to the last 100 laps and positioning yourself for that. So I feel like when we get there, we want to qualify well. We want to get the #1 pit stall. That is a huge deal. And then from there, we just got to adapt and adjust from there.
But you guys have done it, both winning in Vegas and Phoenix in the spring. You guys won over summer. You guys have won the playoffs. How has this number 24 team turned into the model of consistency here in 2023 to always be hot almost every week you're at the track?
It's just a lot of hard work. We just work really well together as a team. I mean, I don't know how all the other teams work, but I feel like we work the hardest, and we really put in a lot of effort throughout each weekend to make sure we're prepared. And when we show up on the weekend, it's just all about executing what we put in front of us and trying to adapt to whatever challenge comes our way in terms of speed in the car, handling, strategy, different variables. So it's a challenge. Every weekend's a difficult challenge, but I feel like we're always very capable as a team, and it's just about kind of attacking whatever comes our way.
And we saw a good glimpse of that speed when you came and won at Phoenix here in March. Is there anything that you can take from your first career victory at Phoenix Raceway that you're hoping to kind of take away and bring into championship weekend here at Phoenix?
Yeah, I mean, we had a decent weekend there. We weren't the dominant car. The 5 and the 4 car were the best cars, but we had a good weekend. We qualified well. We took the lead early, won the first stage. So the first part of the race was great. We just got off a little bit on our adjustments and didn't quite have the car we needed after the first couple runs of the race. So we just learned from that, learned what we needed to do differently there to have a better car at the end of the race. But, I'd say we're capable of running well at that track. Rudy and I together have had a lot of speed at that track. So I think we're capable. We just have to have, a better car than we had in the spring and just be able to put it all together.
And before I let you go, I got to talk about Tucson, Arizona's own, your teammate, Alex Bowman, because I always felt that this fit really well. He coined the term Slick Bill Byron for you as a nickname. I haven't really heard it around much, but do you think that nickname's going to stick? Do you even like it?
No, I hate it. My dad is a Bill, but I'm not. So I'm not sticking with it. But Willie B's okay. I tolerate that one.
Well, William, best of luck to you and that 24 team on Sunday, and appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
He's in the midst of solidifying himself as one of the greatest race car drivers of all time, and he's only 31 years old. Elk Grove, California's Kyle Larson raised the Bill France Cup for the first time in his career here at Phoenix Raceway back in 2021. And this weekend, he'll have a chance to raise it for a second time. I got to catch up with Kyle to find out what it's going to take to win it all in NASCAR's historic 75th season.
It always takes consistency, some good runs. It all kind of comes down to like the resin or the PJ1, whatever they're calling it these days, the sticky stuff at the top of the track, which the last couple times they haven't put up there, but what's still left there has been really good. So I feel like the lanes have been pretty equal and the racing's gotten good. We were really fast earlier this year, so just being consistent is, I think, the main goal. And then if you're in an opportunity to win or position to win, you got to be aggressive for it. Hopefully we can have a shot at the championship at a track that I feel like we're good at.
And you have your son Owen racing, your daughter Audrey's racing now, but are they kind of to the age yet where they understand most dads don't go win the Knoxville Nationals, then fly the next morning to race another race, then go win at Peevely, and then fly that next morning and go? Do they understand yet that's not normal for most kids and their families?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't know. So I haven't gotten a sense that they know one way or the other if it's cool or not. But no, it is fun to get to do everything that I get to do and race, great equipment and sprint cars, late models, cup cars with Hendrick Motorsports. So just fortunate to get to race, close to 100 times a year and be successful at it too.
Obviously, you do all of your racing, all your dirt racing. Then your teammate Chase Elliott, you got to get him into a USAC midget race a couple times, Chili Bowl. Your other teammate, Tucson, Arizona, is Alex Bowman. He's elevating his dirt program with ABR. So when are you guys actually going to peer pressure William Byron into a dirt car? Like, what's the holdup here?
I think William's smart enough that he's not gonna give it a try. He does a lot of pavement late model racing, and I think that's what he's comfortable with. So he's sticking to that. But he's so talented; he could do a great job if he got into it. But I think for somebody who's not grown up around it, it's hard to get somebody talked into doing it and feeling comfortable and safe and all that. So I don't blame him for not trying, but it's cool having teammates that are into the same stuff you are.
The last time Kyle Larson won the Knoxville Nationals, he won another big race that November called the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race. He looks to do it again in 2023. On the other side, we chat with the 1999 Cup Series champion, Dale Jarrett. The story of a pair of brothers from Tucson who made their way to Hendrick Motorsports. Plus, get to know Arizona State alum and Phoenix Raceway president, Latasha Kazi. A lot going on in Arizona right now. See all of our content from Championship Weekend at Sports360AZ.com. If you want to be part of NASCAR, you have to be in the hub of NASCAR, Charlotte, North Carolina. So I went there to meet two brothers from Tucson who have made their way from Southern Arizona to one of the most prestigious teams in all of the sport.
Every Sunday we had NASCAR on TV. My family has always been into it, and we grew up racing quarter midgets and bandoleros.
Meet Austin and Tyler Trebilcock, brothers from Tucson who grew up in racing for almost as long as they can remember.
Actually, I remember waking up, and I think it was on Christmas, my dad got me a quarter midget.
After running through the local ranks, the brothers set their racing aspirations aside to play football at Mountain View High School. Austin graduated from the Marana District School in 2013 and would go on to serve in the Navy. 4 years later, Tyler graduated from Mountain View and moved across the state to attend Northern Arizona University. But the racing bug continued to bite the brothers. Then, some determination and door knocking changed everything.
I was really persistent on just contacting teams every day. I was fortunate enough to line up a fabrication job at HMS, and I took that. And that got me here right out of college. So I moved out here right after I graduated.
I was just lucky and blessed by the faith of God. Like, I had connections, like my brother was out here, so it was super easy for me. I know it was probably a lot harder for him. I had a place to go, you know, like I was still at the time getting income from the Navy. And so for me, it was nothing to drop everything, throw stuff in my truck and drive out here. But I know for him, it was definitely a lot harder.
No matter how monotonous or frustrating it might be at times, like at the end of the day, from a 1,000-foot view, you love it. I love it. I love going to work every day. I love coming to the track when I get to. I love what I do.
The Trebilcocks have been climbing up the ranks ever since. Tyler as a setup mechanic for Chase Elliott in the number 9 team, and Austin as an engine tuner across the Hendrick program. But even in the world of NASCAR, brothers will be brothers.
I always talk some smack to them race day and stuff. It's a lot of fun to talk to each other on race day and also give each other a fist bump and say, hey, good luck, man. I really hope you guys can get it done.
My dream is to be on the same team as my brother, get to travel every week with him. As him being an engineer, crew chief, and me being an engine tuner for whatever team he's on. That's the ultimate dream for me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, right? That'd be really cool to work with him, and we'd obviously fight about it a lot and probably go back and forth on a lot of things, and it'd be a lot of fun working with him. One of the memories I have growing up is he wrecked his Legend car. Next morning I was up in the garage trying to like hammer out the bumper bars and stuff. It's just crazy how it kind of came full circle and we're out here again, and like we would come out here with my mom's family friends and we would tour the shops and hang out here and stuff. It's just crazy how we're out here from Arizona.
We're with Arizona State Sun Devil Latasha Kazi, now the track president here at Phoenix Raceway, getting ready for Championship Weekend, November 5th. And of course, we're going to crown ourselves a champion for another year, and we're looking forward to doing it again 1 year from now as well. But first and foremost, you're still kind of new to the community. You took over last November, so what have you learned so far about this crazy little community that we call motorsports?
Well, I've learned so much. I mean, I have been on this circuit since November, and I mean, I've just met so many great people, and just have realized how much work goes into each one of these drivers and the teams and everything. And so I've learned a lot over the last few months, that's for sure.
And so you haven't worked directly in sports, a lot of corporate, a lot of on boards, volunteering and whatnot. And so when this opportunity arose, for you personally, why when they said, yes, we want you, to even just try to apply? For that aspect of it, what made you see this opportunity and say, yes, that is for me?
Yeah, there were a few things. So, my initial response wasn't yes. My initial response was, well, let me just see, right? I wanted to deep dive and understand what is NASCAR. And really, it was meeting with the leadership team, meeting with individuals like Steve Phelps, who's here today, having direct questions, with him and asking him, like, hey, where is NASCAR going and why do you want someone like Latasha Kazi here in this role? Whether it's diversifying the fan base, whether it is making sure that we engage children earlier, the community work that we're doing, and just overall being able to create really great experiences, motorsports experiences for our fan base. Phoenix Raceway has been here since 1964, a staple in the community. So being a native to be able to lead a staple in the community, I mean, I really didn't have an opportunity to say no, it just felt right. We want to make sure that Phoenix Raceway is continued to be known as a staple for the community. We know we have 2 NASCAR events per year, but our raceway is open over 200 days per year. And so we really want people to know that our home is their home. They could use and leverage the raceway in the best way possible, whether it's having concerts at the raceway or whether it's supporting a nonprofit and them having their galas or whatever they want to have at the raceway, or partnering with Luke Air Force Base and making sure that they have events there as well. And so that's what we want to do, and that's probably one of the top goals there, is making sure that the raceway is open. So there's so many things that we want to be able to produce for the community, and making sure that it lasts well beyond the Latasha Kazi days.
So I want to take you out of the president's chair real quick, okay? I want to put you on a NASCAR team. You've seen it, you've been around a little bit. If you were on a NASCAR team, what role would you be doing? Are you crew chiefing, spotting? Are you changing the tires? Are you driving? What would you want to do on a NASCAR team?
Oh my God, that's a hard question because every job is so hard. I mean, I feel like I couldn't be on the pit crew because they're just so awesome. They're so athletic. They do so many things. The drivers are beyond athletic. I feel like I have to be a spotter. I mean, I love being up there with the spotters as well. Phoenix Raceway has a great spotters area, but I love being up there. I mean, you see everything, but your job is extremely important in making sure that, the drivers know who's to the left, the right, the front, the back of them. And so I feel like I could pay attention long enough and be able to be there like, somebody's on your right, don't get over. So maybe that's what I do. That would be my skill level.
Stick around. We hang out with Arizona's brightest NASCAR stars next as Tucson's Alex Bowman and Glendale's Michael McDowell stop in. Be sure to head to Sports360AZ.com for all of our coverage from NASCAR's 75th Championship Weekend. Super Bowls, the Final Four, the NBA Finals, World Series, the PGA, you name it. The Valley has become a hot spot for championship events. NASCAR and NBC analyst and the 1999 NASCAR Cup Series champion Dale Jarrett dissects what it means for Phoenix to host the NASCAR championship now and for years to come.
I think it's the perfect spot. I know that at some point in time, it probably will change, but I don't look forward to that day. I hope that it doesn't happen, not just because I live here, but because of the fact I think the racetrack's perfect, the fans embrace it, and the changes that were made at Phoenix Raceway a few years ago were just phenomenal for the fan experience that you can come and have. You see, the campsites are sold out, the race is sold out, other than some standing room only. So they're showing that they like what they see here too. And from a driver standpoint, the racetrack is such a challenge. I mean, I think it's the true track to show who the true champion really is. It incorporates a little bit of everything from the driver side of it to the crew side of it. And I think it just encompasses what NASCAR is about. And it's a team sport, and the driver has to get the job done.
And you've lived here for a couple of years now, so what's kind of been your favorite parts about living in Arizona, and then maybe some of the not so favorite parts too, moving out here out west?
Yeah, I haven't. The favorite parts are the weather's great, the golf courses are fantastic, the restaurants are even better. The people I've found to be very friendly and accommodating, and I've made a lot of new friends here. I don't know that I've found a negative side to it at all. I haven't run across just a few scorpions and very few rattlesnakes and not many coyotes, so everything's pretty good in my mind.
There are only 32 full-time drivers that reside at the pinnacle of NASCAR in the Cup Series. It is an elusive group to be in year after year. And it just so happens that two of those drivers are not only multi-time Cup Series winners, but they also hail from State 48. Time to have a little bit of fun with Arizona's hometown heroes, Tucson's Alex Bowman and Glendale's Michael McDowell. Number one thing that I always ask is what you miss most about Arizona, but every single Arizona driver always tells me Mexican food, so I'm gonna skip to the next part of that. What Mexican dish do you miss the most?
Red chili burro enchilada style with no garnish.
To be 100%, it is a Sonoran enchilada.
I love that, like, you and Michael, like, instantly, like, knew exactly what kind, not just like burrito, taco, like, you guys knew exactly, like, what your favorite dish was. The most underrated part of living in Arizona?
That you could wear shorts in the wintertime, but most people know that.
Yeah, EG's, or there's another sandwich place called Baggins, also super good.
Your least favorite part of when you lived in Arizona?
Probably rattlesnakes.
The weather. Summer, middle of the summer, working out at the Bondurant school, 125 degrees in the middle of the desert, feeling like you're close to death.
If you could take any of your teammates, crew members, whatever, and do a tour of your hometown, where would you be taking them?
Probably to where I grew up, probably my house, and then the go-kart track, and then I would show them the path that I used to ride my bike to get from my house to the go-kart track over the dam.
Like Nico's Taco Shop, and then EG's, and then Baggins, and just food. It's really just food, man. It's bad.
What about, can you tell me something, your least favorite thing about Alex Bowman?
That he took my crew chief. He stole my crew chief, that sucker.
Your least favorite thing about Michael McDowell?
Winning Craft Me at Phoenix last year. That's my favorite thing. He's like, man, you're still my crew chief. I'm going to crash you in the middle of the straightaway. No, I like Michael. He did not mean to crash me.
Your favorite thing about Michael McDowell?
That he's won the Daytona 500. That's pretty cool, right?
But your favorite thing about Alex Bowman?
I just don't really like the guy, so I don't know what I could say. Just kidding. He was kind of in that starting, parking, driving for whoever got a break and is now maximized his break that he got.
Well, that's all we got. Now it's time to find out which 4 drivers are going to race championship trophies right over there in Phoenix Raceway Victory Lane. A big thank you to everyone who joined us here on our Sports360AZ NASCAR Championship Weekend Special. Time to find out who's going to raise the championship banners and the trophies in NASCAR's 75th season.